Zimbabwe and Botswana yesterday have moved closer to abolishing passports to allow citizens from both countries to travel freely across borders without travel documents. Congratulations! Wow! Please clap the hand, clapping hand, applause, yeah! Congratulations, this is very inspiring. Very inspiring. Zimbabwe and Botswana yesterday moved closer to abolishing passports. President Emmerson Mnangagwa said he held a discussion with the Botswana counterpart Mwekassa for the passport-free travel arrangement. Very interesting, huh? Very interesting. Say, I've been talking to my brother. That's Mnangagwa saying. I've been talking to my brother here, and we are making a statement that we have agreed, and I can announce that from now on, we shall instruct our official that there should be no question on how to enter Zimbabwe and how to enter Botswana. Mnangagwa said. That should be clear. The two of us have agreed, realizing that we are Africans. We should be able to walk into Botswana, walk into Zambia, walk into Kenya. Okay? That's interesting. Okay, so Mnangagwa said there is no need to respect borders that were established by the country's former colonizer. Somebody said in the past, we are all together. We need to be bound together. Very interesting. Zimbabwe and Botswana, no more passport. So people of Zimbabwe can walk freely into Botswana with no issue. No having to worry about being searched or being asked, where do you come from? Where are you going? What are you looking for? And stuff like that. Same for Botswana. And they've been doing that. Naturally, what do you feel about this? This is very interesting. It's very interesting. Let me just remind you here, Felix. History is very necessary. Okay, before 1984, there was no such thing as countries. Countries never existed, not in Africa. I know we have grown to become very fond of some of our countries. Some people a little too much than others, but there was no such thing as countries. There were tribes. Yeah, there were spaces that you call your country. There was a space named Cameroon at the time, but it was not a country named Cameroon. There was a space named Nigeria or whatever you want to call it. It was not a country, Nigeria. There was a space where people of Benin lived, people of Togo lived, but it was in Benin and Togo as you see it today. So people moved from one place to the other, with no issue. People were brothers. You would go to the next tribe, as long as you come peacefully, there's no issue. Okay, people could go to the next tribe, go marry a girl, bring them back to their own tribe, and have a beautiful life. No need for papers, no need for identification or anything like that. We are the generation that grew to believe. People believe in things they found when they were born. Yes. Most of us were born, we found papers, identification paper and passport. We find it normal. We don't question it. Now, let me tell you, people before us really, really questioned those papers. Why do I need a piece of paper to identify myself? Speak to the South African man who needed to move from one place to the other using a passport in his own country during apartheid. Does that make any sense? It would not make any sense to him. But if you have another South African man born today and you explain to him, listen, young man, for you to leave this province to go to the next province, you need a piece of paper. He will grow to understand that it's normal. So we find it's normal to have countries as they are today because that's what we were brought up to believe in. And are there positive things about that? Certainly. Are there negative things? A lot of it. What, in terms of economy, Africa is the last power country or power continent in the world. In spite of all the good things that we have, gold, diamond, platinum, why can't we do like America? I'm asking my question. Why can't we be federal? Why can't we bring our strength together, our intelligence, our competency, so we can compete against the rest of the world? China would not do it by itself if they were, the way they were back in time. They had to come together. Look at the European Union. So I think it's a great move by Zimbabwe and Namibia to teach a lesson to many people that believe that by opening the border, you get people from one place coming to the other place. I mean, let me say it again. Many people believe that, some people believe that by opening the border or by making a joint agreement, free access to many African nations, a lot of people will be flooding into their country. If their country is better than other countries. When you listen to it, it makes sense. But the question arises here is, in your own country, you have tribes, all right? Okay. Do all your provinces look the same? No, they don't. Do people from one province all go to the next province because the next province is better than their province? No, they don't. So what's the difference? The question arises. It's a very, very interesting question. I mean, once you go into your city, your capital, why are people afraid of other African people? I'm asking my question. I mean, if you have a good security, you have good policing, you have good judiciary, why would you be afraid of anybody coming to your country? China opens its door to everybody. You go to China, if you do nonsense, you're going to go to jail, or maybe they're going to finish you. They're not afraid of you coming to the country, that you're going to overstay or whatever. Okay, there are laws and rules. If you try to do something that's not appropriate, you're going to go to jail or you're going to suffer the consequences. Why do we feel threatened by other African people? You know why we feel threatened by them? I know many people have issues acknowledging that they feel threatened by other African nationals. It's being threatened because you feel like there's going to be competition against you. You feel like the market of money is going to be more difficult. They may be cleverer or more smart or more sleek. People even fear that some Africans could be very good with women, so they could be taking the women away from them. Yeah, so it's basically you saying, no, I don't want any more males because the number of females is limited. And by the time more males come, it means I need to level up my level of how to treat women, because then they're all going to shift to those people. I think those are absolutely stupid fears, even though there may be some serious fears. Africans must come together. That's the only way forward. Africans must come with it. Yeah. If you go anywhere in the world, there's nowhere in the world where Africans are liked or accepted or tolerated. I can tell you this. As a Caucasian, you can go anywhere in the world. You're going to be safe. I'm telling you. You can go to Mongolia. They will approach you. Hey, come, welcome, tourist. You can go to India. They will approach you. Hey, come. You can even go to Kenya. They'll call you Muzungu. Muzungu. But you as an African, they go to Lebanon. No, say I'm a tourist. Go to the mountains of Lebanon. There's one guy here on YouTube. I think I don't know where he's from. Brave Beast or something. I can't remember. He travels the world. He goes everywhere in the world. Quite a cool guy with a red sort of blondish hair. Okay? This guy can go anywhere in the world with no issue. He go to Pakistan, to Iran, he will go anywhere in the world. He will never be in danger because I'm being honest with you. Because because of his skin color. I'm being honest with you. You know that. Now you dare go to Iran or dare go to Afghanistan. This guy's been to Azerbaijan. So we have a real issue, real situation. In India, we are beaten. In Lebanon, our sisters are thrown overboard. In Saudi Arabia, they just chased. You know exactly what's happening. Why do we have to hate each other? And I'm not endorsing criminality. I'm not endorsing those people that will go to the next country trying to do crime. Then I believe we need to have a very strong structure of justice. Make them pay. Make them pay to the hardest and the harshest way. So the next people fear doing nonsense. Should we prevent ourselves from progressing just because we're scared somebody's going to do crime? You already have criminals in your country. Trust me, you have criminals. Very bad criminals. You have armed robbers. You have thieves. You have house breakers. You have rapists. You do have drug dealers in your country too. You do have them. But it's very easy to point fingers at other people saying, oh, those are the people that are the drug dealers. Not to say that they're not drug dealers. In your country, they're drug dealers too. If they are drug dealers, okay, there must be structure. I don't think Africans should prevent each other, should stop from... You watching me. Do we know each other? Why don't you go watch people from go watch people from your country. No, stop this video, go watch people from your country, because that's what it is. Why are you watching me? You're watching me because you feel like you can relate to me, whether you like it or not. That's the truth. You look at me, somewhat you see a little bit of... I see a little bit of myself in this guy. Let me hear what he has to say. Again, fellas, we don't have to bash each other because of different opinions. I believe opinions are just things you can work through, you can discuss, you can adjust, you can make it work. Before Europe became Europe the way it is today, they went through a lot of battles. The British fought the French fought the Spanish fought the Greeks fought everybody. Roma was not what it was. Until they got to a point, they say, you know what? Instead of us fighting each other, how about we go to Africans? Those people have no culture. Let's go teach them some Christian culture and other things, and how to eat cheeseburgers and all that cheese that stinks. That's what they did. So let's stop fighting each other. Let's not go fight each other in Africa. Let's go sit in Berlin and divide these people. Everybody can take a chunk. You can take South Africa as a Britain or British people. Oh, by the way, you're going to fight other Dutch people because they lack that land. Oh, you can take Kenya and Uganda. You can also take Nigeria and Niger, whatever. You know what I mean? But they fought each other so much for many years. So I don't think we should close our doors to each other. Before they got to become the European Union today, they fought each other. They misunderstood each other. Trust me, all Europeans are not the same. If you look at a European from Italy, you compare him with a European from Netherlands, they don't even look the same. Okay, Dutch people are very tall people and they're very lighter skinned than Italians. So as much as you look at other Bantu people or other people from different African, yes, they are still the same people. It's the same process. My objective here, guys, is not to say, okay, from now on, allow all the criminals into the country, allow all the people that are killing business, people that are taking jobs at a very cheap price, at a very cheap salary, at the detrimental of the actual local people. Saying it can be done via very strong structures, meaning people need to respect the rule of laws, meaning legal team need to do its job. Throwing people to jail if they do not respect, they need to send a very clear message. Opening up Africa to Africans does not mean you need to come and dance on the wrong foot. So if you dare do something wrong, you're going to be thrown in jail and be served to the public as an example. Are we together? Thank you very much, fellas. I appreciate you, President Mnangagwa, with his counterpart from Namibia making this decision. They want to see an Africa more united. And again, we're not saying this has to be done in the most unruleful way. We're saying that this has to be supervised properly and very slowly, baby steps, open up. The reason why you fear people is because you don't understand them. Yeah. Once you approach them, you start seeing them, you begin to understand the language. Very slowly, okay? Very slowly, you start to see things get better. You start, your feeling toward them gets different. Oh, they have same issues as us. Oh, okay. So we have very similar problems. Oh, okay. We also pay the dowry that's called dot in some country, called lobola in South Africa. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we also have respect for our elders. You will see more similarity than differences. God bless.